Britain has a new heavyweight champion of the world. Would you believe it? Fabio Wardley, the man who started on white-collar shows fighting electricians and plumbers in the Suffolk area, is now the WBO heavyweight champion of the world. A huge congratulations to him. He massively deserves it. And listen, after all the stuff that's come out of after the Joseph Parker fight, I think we always appreciate the effort. And it's sort of been overlooked, but fair play to him. As always, guys, welcome back to Full House Sports here. Myself, Sharon. Before the video starts, please like, please comment, please subscribe. Anything you guys do is greatly appreciated. Yes, Wardley is our champion. It's an interesting one. Some people are saying email champion. He's been upgraded from the WBO interim to the WBO full. That is due to Alexander Usyk vacating the belts. Why that is, I'm going to talk about a little bit and what my theory is as to what's going on behind the scenes. But the future is bright for Wardley, and he is Britain's 11th ever heavyweight champion. I was trying to think of them all earlier, and I gave up after about 7 or 8. There's been some interesting ones. But listen, fair play to him. He joins the likes of David Haye, Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, Lennox Lewis, Frank Bruno, etc., etc. And he deserves a tremendous amount of credit because, like I said, it's a man with no amateur background. And regardless of what people think of the white-collar scene, I've had a white-collar boxing match before. I can tell you now, I'm nowhere near being a world champion. So for him to have got up and done that is tremendous. What do I think the future holds is very interesting because I think he is going to have to fight at some point Moses Tower. But they are, of course, both trained by Ben Davison. So they'll know each other fairly well. They'll have been in the gym together. They'll have probably sparred hundreds of rounds together, or maybe not hundreds, but a lot of rounds together. And it'll be interesting to see what happens there because I think the WBO may order him to face Italma. And if they do, does Wardley or does one of them have to leave that gym? You know, that's the real predicament there that I'm surprised hasn't really been thought of already. When Frank Warren and others were directing Moses Tower down the WBO route, did that not come up in conversation that, hang on a minute, we're both trained by the same trainer? I don't know. I don't know. I just think it was an interesting thought. I think Wardley will face Italma. I think for now it'll be interesting to see what happens. I said on my X the other day, I'm not a huge fan of this constant Usyk vacating one of the belts because we sort of know the script now. He loses one of the belts, someone wins it, he'll fight them, and he'll win it back. And we saw that with Dubois, and it was a bit like, well, great, but it didn't feel special. It felt like he'd beat Dubois anyway. And actually probably lessens the value of that champion anyway. I'd much rather them keep a unified champion. But I understand that Usyk's out at the moment and nothing more can be done about that. And the WBO are doing what we sometimes complain governing bodies don't do and are enforcing a mandatory. I don't know what the future holds for Wardley, to be honest with you. I think it's probably all come as a bit of a surprise. Whether he will then just go into a fight with Usyk, I don't know. I personally think, following on from Turki Al-Sheik's conversations, I think the massive fight in Manchester in April will either be Usyk-Wardley or I think Usyk-Fury 3. We know what Fury said, oh, it's going to be me and Usyk at Wembley. I can see it being in Manchester instead. That's what I can see happening anyway, just because I think it's going to have to be massive. And I don't necessarily know if Usyk-Wardley's would be Riyadh season worthy, for want of a better word. They didn't do Usyk-Dubois. They want the mega fights or mega cards like AJ Fury. Whether Wardley faces takes a voluntary against someone, let's face it, Frank Warren's stable is stacked. He could take a voluntary against anybody. I don't know. But listen, he deserves a huge amount of congratulations. I watched his first fight with Fraser Clark. I was at the O2. Fight of the year contender, and I thought then that's him done. He's found his level. He's done. That'll be it. And I've written him off a fair few times. I've written him off against Parker. I've written him off probably against Clark the second time, and he's proven me wrong. And fair play to him. He deserves a huge amount of credit. But it'll be interesting what happens now because I don't know if they were banking on the belts fragmenting like this and where that leaves the heavyweight puzzle. But it's exciting times anyway for Fabio Wardley. As always, guys, hope you have a great day. Please like, please comment, please subscribe. Anything you guys do is greatly appreciated. Have a great day.